top back part of his pants. In other words, open carrying, which is not allowed in Florida. In wake of many recent shootings across the U.S., many customers and staff getting worried as they saw a gun out in the open. Police responded with a heavy presence. According to viewers from our site, police officers were carrying assault rifles and AR-15s while heading into the Walmart, but were made aware that there was no threat to the safety or staff or shoppers.
An accident yesterday shut down traffic as the Bay County Sheriff's Office worked to clear that scene. The accident happening on Highway 388 east of Lucas Lane around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Deputies turning traffic around at Highway 77 and 388 for several hours. FHP troopers said the driver of the car, now identified as Q Hill, crossed into the westbound lane in the path of a semi. The driver of the semi took evasive action and jackknifed, causing it to overturn. Hill was taken to Bay Medical Center via helicopter in critical condition. The semi-truck driver was uninjured.
The city of Panama City reporting nearly 5,100 gallons of raw sewage has ended up in Johnson Bayou due to a lift station malfunction at West 12th Street. City officials say the raw sewage entered a storm drain that releases into the bayou. While they've completed the cleanup process, the Bay County Health Department advises against swimming in all of Johnson Bayou until further notice. Sewage contamination of water can expose swimmers to intestinal viruses, bacteria, and parasites. Swimming in contaminated water may cause symptoms like food poisoning with vomiting and diarrhea. Infection is possible in open cuts and wounds that come in contact with the water.
A 16-year-old now in custody after officers say he shot another juvenile in the neck at a Panama City basketball court. It happened last Friday at Oakland Terrace. Officers said they quickly were able to name 16-year-old Isaiah Pierre as the suspect and arrested him on Monday night. The victim's identity, who's also a juvenile, not being released, but officials say his injuries were non-life threatening. Pierre appeared in court and will be in custody for 21 days. This is the maximum time a juvenile can be held. Pierre will also be in court tomorrow for a separate case for reportedly threatening to kill another person. It's still unknown if the firearm used in the shooting has been recovered. He's being charged with attempted murder.
Panama City officials are trying to incentivize city jobs. Yesterday's city commission meeting, they approved a policy that will allow for hiring incentives like sign-on bonuses. The policy was approved unanimously by the commission and hopes it will attract more employees to the city. This in order to fill some of the positions they say have remained unfilled throughout the years, like commercial drivers. The sign-on bonus has been set up to 6% of the potential employee's salary. City Manager Mark McQueen says that bonus can be used by the employee in different ways.
It could be used for education, tuition reimbursement, and it could be used just as an actual cash incentive to bring them on, a signing bonus.
The employee must remain in the position for a full year in order to keep their sign-on bonus. If that employee decides to leave before that year contract is up, they will need to pay back the money.
Panama City officials are seeking federal government assistance to help build the city's proposed African American Cultural Center. The commission voted to proceed in applying for the assistance through new market tax credits. This tax credit program was created to provide funds to businesses and nonprofits in economically distressed communities. If granted, the tax credits could pay for around 20% of the project.
If the building costs, if it's a $10 million deal, then $2 million or 20% of that would be forgiven on a loan.
The city will pay a non-refundable $15,000 fee to apply for the program. If the money is granted, the city will then pay 2.5% of that amount to the consulting firm helping the city to apply for the grant. That consulting firm believes the African American Cultural Center project has a strong chance of receiving the funding.
Panama City officials working to crack down on code enforcement violations. At yesterday's City Commission meeting, city leaders voted to begin the process of looking for another special magistrate to serve the city, responsible for handling code enforcement cases and decisions. The city currently has one special magistrate to perform this job, and there is one hearing every 2 months. At the last hearing, the magistrate heard 16 different cases. City Manager Mark McQueen hopes that having more than one of these magistrates will help expedite the code enforcement process.
We want to start having more code enforcement hearings timely, so every 2 to 3 weeks that we would go through that process to give corrective action to deficient properties.
The city looking to further crack down on code violations after the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Michael. The commission will now seek responses from attorneys looking to serve as the additional magistrate.
The court system welcomed a new service member. Details on how this new member will help the children calm down.
And cooler temperatures as well as more rain on the way. We'll track out your best chances of seeing these storms after the break. Stick with us.
Now, your 13-first alert forecast with forecaster Lauren Hope.
Well, here's the deal. We are finally in home stretch in terms of the heat. A slight cool down just ahead. As early as tonight, we're going to see a cold front make its way through. It's been creeping its way into the southeast. So note how the rain, a big factor in how our temperatures are going to shift. Drastic differences from today into tomorrow. For today, still dealing with the 90s. But note how this is not your normal sea breeze convection pop-up storms later in the afternoon. This is going to start based off of how this cold front comes in. So this is now Wednesday by 3 p.m. Late in the afternoon, talking early evening, likely to see our first batch of storms and showers. The system makes its way through, panning itself down to the south portion near Apalachicola, and then it starts to fall apart. The system comes again tomorrow. We start to see some outflow storms kicking up, so anticipating a rainy Thursday, which we could desperately use. So checking in on some of our highs today, still the brutal heat. It's been a hot first week back to school, so this is sticking with us today. 95 for Marietta, Bluntstown, same goes for you. Tallahassee, only 80s lucking out in Panama City. Upper 80s for Destin as well. You guys also being the ones already in the 80s this morning. 95 for Defuniak Springs, low 90s for Pensacola and Apalachicola. But take a look tomorrow. So this is a little more pleasant to take a look at. 90 for Marietta, 91 for Bluntstown, 91 for Defuniak Springs. Mid 80s for Panama City, 86 for Destin. Below average for where we should actually be for August. Again, all thanks to the cold front, but we're still seeing low 90s, but taking a look at our dew points is actually going to feel a little less than that. So you're also going to feel a little cool down in terms of that. And we're going to see heavy rain chances, so 70% heading into tomorrow. We keep scattered storms for Friday, anticipating a nice weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, we're seeing low 90s, scattered storms for coastal areas. You guys could potentially drop into the 80s. So 50% scattered storm activity Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For today, still seeing those sea breeze storms and still the 90s, but we know it's just that time of year. Take a look at what's going on across the globe here. We're taking a look at this forest fire outbreak. 54 forest fires in a matter of only 24 hours for an island. This is just north of Athens. So they have 1,000 firefighters trying to keep this under control, as Kelsey mentioned. little bit ago, and this is just not a good situation, but it's just that time of year. It's just the heat takes control, and this is actually from stronger wind gusts helping to spark that for them over there.
Oh my goodness.
And those islands are pretty hilly. They're not like you think of an island be pretty flat, but those islands out there in the Mediterranean off the coast of Greece are yeah, they're hilly, so that, I'm sure that makes it even
things difficult
harder
to get it under
control the fire.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely have their work cut out for them there, and hopefully they can get it under control soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
"15 minutes after the hour on your Wednesday morning in a heated debate at the Lynn Haven City Commission meeting.
One commissioner calling out the city for corruption and saying she has the documents to back it up. News 13's Faith Graham was there.
Federal prosecutors are closing in, and some Lynn Haven City employees and those who did business with the city may be headed to jail. That's the message Lynn Haven Commissioner Judy Tinder delivered during remarks about the need for a forensic audit Tuesday night. Tinder saying money was misspent following Hurricane Michael and naming names. Today, some officials and residents are questioning the integrity of the city's spending.
I do agree the FBI is here, I agree IRS is here, and I think a good number of people know all that, but they're not here to do a forensic audit. They're here to snatch up people and put them in jail, I assume.
Tinder conducted her own research into the city's spending. She named erosion control specialist, Greenleaf Lawn Care, and a former city manager as among those whose dealings with the city were possibly suspect. Erosion control specialist and Greenleaf were both named in the federal subpoenas the city got earlier this year. After going through only 6 files out of 200 files provided to her by the city, she knew corruption was evident.
We went to the companies that we have written huge checks to in the recent months, and just started looking through those files. We looked through timesheets where it said everybody worked 11-hour days with no breaks, 7 days a week, things like that.
Janet Walker, a resident of Lynn Haven, is also outraged. She too looked into files detailing the city's spending, finding multiple errors.
1 month, the company will pay too much, will ask us to pay too much of a project total. The next month, they ask us to pay too less of a project total. But if you go through 10 invoices, it always seems to work out.
Eventually, the commissioners agreed to move forward with a forensic audit.
Next, our acting city manager will send out RFQs, or requests for quotes, on forensic auditors, and then they'll come back before the commission and we'll select the auditor that we want.
The audit will first analyze present-day data, then move backwards in time until a $100,000 cap is reached. Then it will be determined if the audit should extend further into the past. For News 13, Faith Graham, Panhandle Strong.